G'day, I'm E.T. Rock fishing is one of my big loves. It's one of those things that brings us back to nature. It's hard to resist, and I find the more I do it, the more I enjoy it. For some, it's a serious business involving careful skills and knowledge, and the best gear they can afford.
Salmon caught on prawns and whirling up with bread, just took it off the surface just as I threw in. About a 5-10 minute fight, and I think it'll probably go maybe about 2 kilos or so.
For others, it's an excuse to get away from everything and enjoy life.
I like fishing because when I hook fish and fighting with fish, very exciting.
I love fishing because it's relaxing, free food sometime and meeting the friends.
When the fish are on the bite, there's not a lot the passionate angler won't do to throw a line in. And the beauty of it is that with a minimal outlay, anyone can have a go. But, and it's a big but, rock fishing does have its risks. To reduce the threat of something happening and your family wondering where you are, I'd like to share a few simple, safe fishing tips with you. Remember, you're here to enjoy yourself, and that means don't put your life on the line. You know, I love the peace and quiet of dropping a line in, but it's very important not to fish alone. No one's saying make a party of it, but with 2 or more mates nearby, you're greatly improving your chance of survival if you're washed in.
What are you doing, mate? What did you wait for us, mate? Should have waited for us. Mate. Lucky we got here in time, mate. You were in trouble.
In any case, you should always let people know where you're going to be.
Yeah, g'day. Where are you blokes? I'm down here waiting for you. You going to be late? All right, I'll see you when you get here.
Now, what about the spot you've chosen? What's my escape route? Can I get out if the tide rises? These 2 pictures show how radically things can change between low and high tide. What about the swell? Ask yourself, what's it doing? Picking up? Falling off? Are you certain? Watch and wait to get a full idea of the swell wave cycle.
That'll do me, I don't go find something else. Yeah, mate.
Bear in mind, the sea's at its most unpredictable during and after stormy weather, and when the tides are at their peak. As for weather, always check on the radio, telly or internet for the very latest up-to-the-minute forecasts. Or call the Weather Information line on 1900 937 107. And believe me, if it's a washout, look for somewhere more protected. It's not worth the risk.
It's unbelievable how many people, when they've travelled a long way to get here, will still persist fishing even when the weather's awful.
It's cold, it's windy, it's wet. What are you going to wear? You could put on the thickest, warmest, heaviest clothes you've got. And while you're at it, what about a weight belt? Because that's what it's like once they're wet. Heavy and cumbersome. If you fall in the water, it'll probably take you a while to get out. So wear something light, like a spray jacket. For the same reason, go for the shorts instead of long pants. You can swim better and they're not going to drag you under. Some people even reckon they're a good look. Now what about footwear? Gumboots? You've got to be kidding. Once they fill with water, they're concrete weights. Same with most heavy shoes. If you fall in, they make swimming hard work. The dedicated fisho always matches his shoes to the environment. Metal cleats on sneakers or sand shoes are the go on sandstone ledges, and on volcanic rock, rubber-based shoes will see you right. Whatever you wear, you've got to say to yourself, can I swim or stay afloat in these clothes if I fall into the water?
편안한 상의와 반바지 그리고 안전화를 착용하시기 바랍니다.
Here's a few safety items you should put in your kit. First up, there's no two ways of saying it. If you're not a good swimmer, wear a life jacket. Even if you are, give it some thought. When you're getting bounced around in the rough water near the rocks, a life jacket or buoyancy vest will keep you afloat for as long as it takes to get back on hard ground or be picked up. Some of the best fishers even wear wetsuits all year round.
Virtues of going rock fishing with a wetsuit are pretty simple. The wetsuit will keep you warm all year round. It will also float you and it will protect you from sharp rocks. If you get washed across the rocks, this will protect your skin so you don't get so badly cut.
A good length of rope with a float is always handy if you need to fish a mate out of the water or help them up from the rocks. Remember to take your mobile. In most emergencies, it's always the first means of contact. Call the special 112 emergency number for mobiles, since this works across all networks. Other safety items you can throw in your kit include a torch, a first aid kit, and even the inside of a wine cask or footy as a flotation device. Life can change in a heartbeat, so even if you take all the necessary precautions, accidents can still happen. We're dealing with nature here. Anything is possible, so be prepared. If you are swept in, swim away from the rocks until you find a safe, protected spot to get out from. Don't panic. You can't think clearly when you panic, and you'll only use up energy. You've just got to keep your head above water until you find a safe spot to swim to, or wait for your mates to help you out. Which brings us to the Angel Ring. For the last few years, Ants in New South Wales have been positioning lifebuoys at problem spots up and down the coast. Angel Rings are a lifeline to anyone washed off the rocks. They're simple to use and effective. Their only opponents are vandals, so be on the lookout and let ANSA or the local council know of any that are damaged or stolen. And if you're involved in rescuing someone, make sure you wrap them up warmly and call for proper medical assistance once they're back on dry land. We're lucky to access some of the greatest fishing in the world right on our doorstep. But don't take it for granted. We need to be on the lookout at all times and follow a few basic rules. Choose your location carefully. Observe first, fish later. Know your tides and weather. Wear the right gear. Use a life jacket if you can. Carry a rope and float. And keep your mobile on you. One last tip, don't drink and fish. Out here you need to have your wits about you, and that's not possible if you've had a couple. When you're dealing with nature, there are no guarantees, so think about what you're doing. You don't want to put your life on the line. After a good day's fishing, you want to live to tell the tale.